Lainey on Instagram said, I'm curious about the story of your transition from conventional life to the extraordinary.
Um, Laney, I love you so much. I can't say I've ever had a conventional life in my entire life. I've never had a conventional life, so it's always been pretty extraordinary from day one. I don't know my biological father. My mom gave me up when I was 4. I went to go live with my grandma. Her boyfriend was an alcoholic. He almost drowned me in the backyard pool. I was like 6 or 7. Then I went to go live with my stepdad, but my stepdad worked all the time. So at the age of like 7, all the way to like 16, I was home alone by myself. No adult, no brother, no sister, no mom. She left. My stepdad would work, especially on the weekends. So my only social hour was like school. So I'd go to school, but you're in class, you don't get to really talk as much. And that was my only time to really be social. I was molested by a 17-year-old girl when I was 6. She was beautiful though, like hands down. Like if I saw that girl, I would say like, yeah, this is a very beautiful girl, like even to this day. So at least it wasn't like a ugly uncle. At least it wasn't like a gross type of Epstein thing. I got my first prayer answered when I was around 6 as well. A lot of stuff happened like around 6. And then like God showed itself to me and it started like blessing all of my life. I learned the power of prayer. Even though we were broke, or like living in poverty, I got whatever I wanted still because I could understand this like type of energy. Developed gynecomastia around the age of 9, and I hated that, so I'd pray for that, but like no matter what, it didn't really go away. That's kind of the thorn in my side. So I went to the doctors for gynecomastia. Gynecomastia, if you don't know, is like breast tissue on males. Like male grow actual breast tissue, not just like fat, but like breast tissue. I don't lactate, never did. So it wasn't like that extreme, but some dudes can lactate if they have gynecomastia. I went to the doctors. The doctor said, hey, it's a prepubescent thing. It should be out by the time you're like 13, like you hit puberty. I waited until I was 13. It got worse. And then I said, well, maybe I need to be like more than 13. So let me wait till I'm 14. About the age of 14, it got even more worse than before. So I went to the doctor and I'm like, yo, doctor, you told me it would be gone by puberty. I'm past my, puberty time. It's bigger. What's up? Doctor apologized, said, I don't know. I'm sorry. But here's a number to a surgeon. Go get it cut out. I hated that card. Their answer was they handed me a card of a surgeon. I'm like, I felt so just like, I felt so much indignation in that moment. I'm like, how dare you? I waited because I went to the doctor when I was 10. I had it when I was 9, developed when I was 10. It really came out when I was 11. So I waited from 10 to like 14. So I waited 4 years of my life as a kid, patiently waiting for 4 years, 4 effing years, waiting on the doctors. What they said, I held their words in my head every single day, believing. And it did not go away, but it got worse. And I'm like, dude, I gave you 4 years of my life and you produced nothing. So I'm like, F this. I had blood tests done. I had all kinds of stuff done. Like I had like ultrasound. I had blood tests, like all kinds of work done to find out what was going on with me as a kid. So like by the time I'm an adult, like, oh, get your blood work done. I'm like, F you, shut up. I've gotten blood work and they still didn't know. And all this stuff, right? So then I took it in my own hands when I was 14 to start figuring something out. So I started like fasting, like going on 3-day fast. And this was before the internet. Like I didn't have the internet. This was 14 was 2003, right? The internet was out, right? But we were poor. I didn't have the internet. I didn't have a computer. I grew up without a computer. I would go to, like we'd have a home computer in my house and it was so boring. I would just get up and go outside and go play, like, or just do something or play like some video game. I was never on the computer. Like it was so boring to me. But somebody loves a computer. Why are you looking back? So anyway, so I started like fasting and I started just putting as many combinations as I could together. I didn't have a computer, so I couldn't get information. We weren't rich, so I couldn't hire a personal trainer. At that point, we had moved out to the country, so there was no one around me. We had this big yard and the woods behind me. I kind of grew up in the. Oh, Sash, you know what? We were almost the last house in our neighborhood too, right by the forest.
Oh, wow.
So kind of like here, we're like the last house, and there's the forest there. Like where I grew up, there was like we were almost the last house, and there's the forest there. So either way, like who am I going to talk to in the country? Like there's no one who knows this. No one has gynecomastia and all this other stuff. So I just started putting all these mixtures and combinations together that I possibly could. I became vegetarian. I'm like, maybe if I just eat plants, maybe if I just eat that, maybe if I run a lot, maybe if I don't eat at all, maybe if I just drink water, maybe if I go days without eating and drinking water, maybe if I just go days with, I just did every combination. I did this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that. And I lost a bunch of weight because I was heavy set. I was, heavier. But even though I lost a bunch of weight, the gynecomastia was still as prominent as ever. Like, yeah, I'm skinnier, but the boobs are looking bigger because like my body's not even big anymore. Now I'm skinny and the boobs pop even more. I'm like, what the heck? It looks bigger. When my body got skinnier, it really accentuated the breasts. And I was like, what the heck, dude? So I was doing all this stuff, and I started working out. Working out when I was like 18-ish. It's like somewhere around there. I'm like, okay, screw it. Maybe if I just like lift weights and try this. And it kind of made it look not as obvious anymore. But anytime I would lift weights to do chest, it would put my chest out, and then my gynecomastia would be even more prominent. So it's only accentuated as well. And I did keto and carnivore. I did fasting and vegan and all this other stuff. I was even like contemplating getting surgery. But in this time, I'm also getting all these prayers answered. I'm getting like money when I wanted and girls and this and that. It's just my body was the thing I wasn't like really seeing the results with. And then I pushed really hard one day when I was like around 30, probably like 29 or somewhere in there, and ended up injuring my elbow. And I couldn't do upper body anymore. And then eventually I just did lower body because I couldn't, if I would do bench press with my upper body, my elbow would go going down, it wouldn't do anything, but every time I press, and I was like cracking like crazy and making all these sounds. And I'm like, if I do this, I'm gonna lose my ability of my arm and my elbow by the time I'm like 40, because it was horrible sound. It was crazy. And so I only did lower body. I ended up doing so much lower body, I tore my Achilles, and I couldn't walk. Like the pain of a torn Achilles it hurts. It's like, whoa, like you even put pressure on it, like sends alerts to your brain. Yo, danger, danger, danger. So at that point, I couldn't do upper body and I couldn't do lower body. So I was disabled. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do upper stuff. I couldn't even like really lift this arm or anything like that. So I can only have my left side. So I just laid in bed and, like, man, what am I going to do? And I was worried about getting fat, the breast and everything else. And then Lay came into my life, like during that time as well. So she started helping me to like develop like new ways of things I can do, even if I can't work out and all this other stuff. And, eventually we made the guide, and I got like super ripped, super lean. My chest is the flattest it's ever been in my entire life. So like people are like, oh, gynecomastia. I'm like, nah, bro, this is good compared to what it used to be. This is like nothing. I have like an inverted chest compared to what it used to be, or concave. Because it used to be so big out. I'm like, dude, this is like crazy. This is like a normal chest to me now. I'm like, wow, because I went and got blood tests done and this and that and all this other stuff and blah blah. But I never got surgery. I've always opposed to surgery. I'm like, I don't want that, bro. And I started living the guide. So like, really, no part of my life has ever been conventional or normal. I grew up as the only kid. I had nobody around me. I grew up with breast. I knew how to manifest and pray at the age of like 6. And I've never had a conventional life. Even in school, like I was the outlier, but I knew how to do this energy. So I used my energy to become the most popular kid in school. So like I was like, everyone was like Caucasian. I grew up in the country. Eventually, I went to the country like around the age of like probably like 12-ish, something like that, 13, somewhere in there. And probably like by the middle of 6th grade. So whatever age you are then, I was probably already 12, but I had maybe just turned 12 or something like that. And everyone there is like Caucasian people. Everyone's like white, right? Like country white people, like listening to country music, like Hank Williams Sr., Hank Williams Jr., and even Hank III, fishing, hunting, all that other stuff. And I'm like not white. I'm not Caucasian really. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm by myself alone. I don't fit in with the people at school. There's no one to fit in at home. There's like everywhere I go, I'm always like different in every way. Got breasts, this and that. I'm tall. This is like everywhere I go, I'm different. So there was never a point in my life that was ever conventional. Ever. I've never at any point in my life. The only thing that's conventional is I'm human. I have 2 arms. I have 2 legs. I have a body. I speak English. A lot of people speak English. So that's kind of like where it stops in a sense. And yeah, so like now I just embrace the differences, and it's cool because it's given me so much more power now. If I would have been born with a conventional life, you know, I was molested as a kid by the freaking girl and everything else and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know, maybe a bunch of kids have, hopefully not. I don't wish that on anybody, but you know, that those things there, no mom, no dad, this, don't know my dad. Grandma's boyfriend almost drowns me. There's never anything conventional in my life. Now I'm still not conventional. I have multiple lovers. I'm a guy who has like multiple wives, and so it's just like, you know, I have muscles without working out. Like I am literally the embodiment of unconventional, which is cool because like in that unconventionality, I live a more efficient way. So it's actually easier. Like this, I wasn't trapped in the thought of, because like there was no parents there to teach me. So I had to like learn how to learn myself. I had to learn how to learn on my own, which gave me the leading edge. And I was always kind of like more advanced than people because I didn't have a parent to tell me what to do. I had to learn how to learn myself. So entering any new endeavor or field or genre, I could grasp it a lot faster than the other kids usually because they had to be handheld, which kind of says the state of the world now, why so many people need their handheld, because probably their parents babied them. You ever think about that? That's probably why so many people need their handheld today, is because their parents babied them. They didn't learn how to learn. Because there's so many, like I go online, I go to my DMs, and there's so many people who just need their handheld. I'm like, you guys are grown adults, but you're acting like babies. Like you can't even like okay, cool. This is a hypothetical example. I'm not saying this is what it is, but it's something like this. It's like they're like, hey man, can I get the guide? Yeah, just go to my website, linked in the bio. Can you just send me the link? Bro, if you just click on my picture here, it will take you to my bio and you can click the link right there versus me going into a browser to copy paste and bring it back. And it's like right there, but like, you know, and so it's kind of like that. It's just like, yeah, you can have the guide, link in my bio. Could you just send me the link? It's like they need everything done for them. And like, I really wondered, like, dude, what's wrong with people? Like they can't even click a bio. Like it's right there. Like you could do it faster than it would take you to even type. Could you just send me the link? Just click it, bam. 2 clicks versus could you send me the link? So it seems as if maybe those people were just babied by their parents. Because I know that, like, you know, this past generation, like for millennials and the people even after, maybe they wanted their kids to have a better life than them, but it ended up making their kids, what's the word I'm looking for? Not inadequate, but like to where they're disabled and like they can't do anything, enabled pretty much, where they can't do anything. And it's just like, what's up with the state of our world where people like even the most basic things like not comprehending, and it might be because their parents just babied the crap out of them and did everything for them. You know, when I had to go to the dentist, I'd sometimes have to call and make my own appointments. You know, I had to go and, you know what, like, you know, whenever
Dependent, they said.
No. Like what is it, like incontinent or something like that?
Incompetent?
They made him hella incompetent, extremely incompetent. This person is like not able to do, like, to actually complete anything in the real world. It's like, yo. So either way, even whenever I was a kid, I would sign my own report card. Like if I was going on a field trip, I would sign my own name or my dad's name for him on my own report card, on the field trip, on the permission slip, on this. I was my own parent by then. I'm like, I would read over the thing. This is me at like 10. All right, what is this paper here? What do we put my glasses on? What we got here? Oh yeah, the kid me. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Won my first contest at like the age of 1. Been winning ever since the beginning. But either way, like I would, you know, it made me extremely competent, while most people, because they were babied by their parents, I think are incompetent, or at least not able to perceive what's actually going on. Like you can be educated with no perception. You know how to regurgitate and like have a stimulus, like, oh, when it pokes this button, say this thing, buzzword, 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 versus like what's actually happening. If I go beyond the programming and like my templates of like my word and my phrasing, what can I actually like respond in this manner that's relevant to what's going on to progress it into the next step or the next phase. So anyway, long story short, I think it really I think it has really made me aware of what's going on in life, and I wouldn't trade any of it. I wouldn't trade it for a mother, father. I wouldn't trade my situation with the 17-year-old girl. I wouldn't, trade the situation with the drunk grandma's boyfriend almost drowning me. It is what it is. I made it this far, so yeah, life is good. It's made me extremely strong. I am so freaking strong. It's crazy. All right, Tasha, what else we have?
Awesome. So, Lainey said, wow, I can relate to a lot of your story. Also, this is cool.
I'm glad, Lainey.
Marco said, just bought the guide. Even just the initial section message from Mikey struck very hard, and my life has already improved significantly. Thank you.
I love you. Is Marco?
Marco,
I love you. Do you hear what Marco's saying? Like, I'm telling you guys, there's an energetic sequence pattern that I place inside of the guide to activate certain things inside of you that just from reading the welcome message, all I can use is my words, right? I can show you my body. This is what it did for me. I can show you testimonies of people who've lost 50 pounds, 70 pounds. Some people have gained muscles without work. I can show you all this other stuff. And even Marco's testifying like, bro, like this thing is so powerful just from the welcome message. And they could say it in all those ways, but all I have at the end of the day is my words. And this is how I done it. I put specific syntax, sequence patterns inside of the guide to activate confidence and righteousness and power in you. You're not buying a book. Some people are like, oh, why so much for a book? It's so expensive. It's like, it's not a book. It's not a book. Yeah, it's in text format and stuff like that. As a spine has pages. But it's almost like it's almost like a sorcery guide. Not a sorcery as in witchcraft, but a source. You're sourcing, you're sorcering, you're sorcery. Like you're sourcing true life and energy inside of you, and it just lights you up. It makes you so freaking capable and able because it unlocks the energy that's inside of you that's dormant, so you can go out there and kick ass. You can go out to the real world and actually be effective. From the guy that had to take care of himself since he was 7. There's nothing I can't do. Like, I believe in myself for anything, dude. Like, that's why I'm so lazy, because I know, like, oh, I can get that by just like this one thing, bam. So I do almost nothing, because like if I ever need something, I can go just touch something and it prospers. So the guy who's capable, who's well able, created this instruction manual that you just opening up the welcoming message, you can already feel the power and the voltage coursing through your body. You're like, I can do anything. And you feel that going through you. And no other book does that. And there's some self-help books and some like romance novels and stuff like that. This is not that. This is literally almost like an energetic magic guide that once you put your eyes upon these words, you come alive and you see life for the first time. Now, again, all I can say is my words, but once you open it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Marco said it. So many other people have said, like, I've never experienced anything like this. Sometimes just holding it, you can feel the energy. That's how powerful this is. So it's not written by AI. It's not written by, because I copied somebody on YouTube. Okay, what's your course, bro? I need to make a course. I need some money for it. It's none of that crap. This is my heart and soul and everything I actually believe in incarnate onto text format. So when you partake of it and interpret it, you're interpreting the very essence and the soul of this being that you see in front of you. And you take on the same energy and you have the same power that I have. Oh, Marco, make sure to hop in the Discord.